Dear basketball, from the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game winning shots, in the Great Western Forum, I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you. A love so deep, I gave you my all, from my mind and body to my spirit and soul. As a 6-year-old boy, deeply in love with you, I never saw the end of the tunnel. I only saw myself running out of one. And so I ran up and down every court. After every loose ball for you, you asked for my hustle, I gave you my heart. Because it came with so much more. I played through the sweat and hurt, not because challenge called me, but because you called me. I did everything for you, because that's what you do. When someone makes you feel as alive as you made me feel. You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream, and I'll always love you for it. But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding, my mind can take the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye. And that's okay, I'm ready to let you go. I want you to know now, so we both can savor every moment we have left together. The good and the bad, we had given each other all that we have. And we both know no matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock, ball in my hands, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you always, Kobe. So that's the first time I've ever read Kobe's poem. He released that poem like in November. First time I'm reading it, I couldn't get myself to read it when I heard about his retirement, and the only line that I saw was, "After my hustle, I gave you my heart." That was the only line that I read, and when I read that line, it's just like, oh man, I need to prep myself for this poem. I need to prep myself for his retirement. I'm glad he announced it in November. It allowed me to kind of savor the moment of him leaving the game too. So today's vlog is going to be very different. It's just me about Kobe, me and saying goodbye to Kobe. I know Kobe's not going to watch this, and you guys probably don't care about this. You guys probably don't love Kobe as much as I did do. But I just had to make this video. I had to, say my goodbye, and for me to look back at it one day and see how much I loved Kobe Bryant, and I'm sure I'll continue to love Kobe for however long it is. Kobe's final game. Wow, he scored 60 points. That's amazing. He's 37 years old. He took 50 shots, but he made 22 of them. Almost 50%, we're looking at 44%. That's a pretty good stat, right? I mean, the fact that he took 50 shots is amazing. You might say, he's a ball hog, he's this and that, but you know what? His teammates fed him the ball. They kept telling him, shoot it, shoot it. The fans were telling him to shoot it. Come on, Kobe. Shaq challenged him to 50 points, and there's a meme out there that says, I challenged him to 50, and the mother beep got 60. And that's just Kobe. Throughout his whole career, you challenge him to do something. You say he can't play defense. Well, he got an all-defensive team, 11 times in the NBA. He first all-defensive team. He played tight defense. He shut down guards that he had to. You said that he couldn't, his jumper wasn't good. He didn't have a consistent shot, especially when he first entered the NBA. And he airballed such a clutch three-pointer one time. Well, he took that and he got even better, and he became the Black Mamba and was able to knock down these clutch shots. People call him a ball hog and all that, but you know what? Michael Jordan took more shots than Kobe. Michael Jordan has fewer assists than Kobe. So where's the argument here, guys? I might be wrong about that Jordan stat. I looked at it a while back, but I know for sure that Kobe has more assists than Michael Jordan. But people don't care about that. They just think Kobe's a ball hog. It's okay. But you know what else about his final game? The fact that he's exhausted, taking 50 shots is no easy task, especially in the NBA. I've never been in it, so who knows, but I know it's not easy. It's got to be tiring to run back and forth, and he willed himself to finish those last few minutes. You could see he was exhausted. He was huffing and puffing so hard, and as I'm watching Kobe play, giving his heart one more time to the game, I couldn't help myself but tear up a little bit. Oh, like, oh my gosh, this guy's such an amazing player, and he's leaving the game. Where it really touched me was when he knocked the go-ahead jumper. They were down 95-96. He makes this jumper, maybe like a 20-footer, knocks it down and takes the lead. And I just was like, oh my gosh, Kobe Bryant, you are amazing. And he'll always be remembered for being one of the greatest players of all time. I love Kobe so much because he's a huge inspiration. Now, he's made some mistakes in his life, his personal life, but that's not where I'm looking at. I'm looking and I'm focused on his craft, on his skill, on what he brought into the NBA and how he was able to change the game so much, and how he changed NBA teams' defensive schemes. Like, okay, well, we're guarding Kobe today. We need to make sure we do double and triple teams at him. And even then, he would still take that challenge on and say, I can still score over you. I can still get by you. I can read your defense and figure it out. Kobe was such a huge inspiration for me. I modeled my game, what little game I have, after Kobe Bryant, and wanted to be just like Kobe in the way he played. When I was watching the game, his final game, the commentators were saying, Kobe is a dying breed. They don't play like that anymore. They don't have players like that anymore. It's really the end of an era. And it's true. The way the players are playing now is nothing like Kobe. Kobe is probably the best one-on-one player. If you try to guard him one-on-one, you are going to have the hardest time. And which showed against that Utah game. He was able to score 60 because they just threw one guy at him. It is a dying breed. It's not like that anymore. And I just want to the little time I have left of playing basketball will be the way I play will still be inspired by the way Kobe played. And sadly, I'm not a great one-on-one player like Kobe. I'm not saying I'm Kobe. I'm just saying I want to be like Kobe, kind of like how everybody at one time wanted to be like Mike. I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking about Kobe. Hopefully you guys love Kobe as much as I do. I'm sure there are people out there, well, at least in Lakerland, that loves Kobe so much. I know in China, there's one guy out there that cried when they saw Kobe Bryant from a distance. He couldn't help himself but cry because he was so overwhelmed. But I thank Kobe so much for giving his heart to the game. I thank Kobe for giving his heart one last time for that game against Utah and willing the Lakers to one more win, which gave us 17 wins instead of 16. And, I'll never forget Kobe and the way he was. And I think people for a very long time, when they're throwing up clutch shots or throwing little paper basketballs into a trash can, will be saying, Kobe, Kobe. Just kidding.